Jada Pinkett Smith can't seem to stop lying, from hiding her divorce for 7 years to claiming Tupac proposed to her and that oh-so-messy affair. It'll be hard today to figure out the worst of it, so let's get into it. So amid Jada's attempts to promote her recent memoir, she appeared in the headlines after claiming that the late hip-hop icon Tupac proposed to her while he was imprisoned at Rikers in 1995. However, a now viral TikTok video and his pals quickly shut down that whole batch of lies. So TikTok user Jessa Miami presented the timeline in a clip saying, "Her math ain't mathin'," and if you're unfamiliar with the phrase, it means that things aren't adding up or making sense. She started by mentioning the conviction in 1995 and sentencing after he was found guilty of harming Ayanna Jackson. He received a 1.5 to 4.5 years prison sentence, but he only served 9 months after Death Row Records mogul Suge Knight bailed him out. The All Eyes on Me rapper was dating Keisha Morris at the time as the alleged marriage proposal, raising more questions. She said, Tupac already had a girlfriend. He proposed to Keisha, and she said this in a September 2011 interview. And he proposed before he even went into prison, and they were already engaged. They got married in April. Jada's lying, and I have the timeline to prove it, Jess said in the clip. I can't handle these effing lies anymore. She expressed her disbelief as Jada's story suggested that Tupac proposed to her even when he was already engaged to another woman. In addition, she had already met Will Smith months before this alleged proposal and began dating him after his divorce from Cherie. So Jada made quite the headline last year when she appeared on the Today Show to promote said biography. This big reveal, the sensational headline that's meant to give her the big spotlight moment, was this. She and Will Smith, who have aggressively marketed themselves as a marriage success story, have actually been separated for the last 7 years. Or, I think. She was asked, it was a divorce on paper, but was it a divorce? And Jada said oh no, it's a divorce. So why not just announce it? Why keep up this 7-year-long charade? And Jada was well, I think not being ready yet. Even though she's had 7 years to get used to being ready. She's we're still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership. Okay, but isn't the point of divorce to no longer be in partnership? Sorry, Jada, can you just make sense, please? These are the questions any serious interviewer should be asking. But instead, everybody else and all the outlets were okay, yep, you do you, sure, let's just print it. When you have multiple podcast stories diving into this amazing love story, aggressively marketing this love story on the red carpet, and you've got Will Smith implying in his own memoir that they had weathered tough times, but they're still together. You've got him slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars to defend his wife's honor. And all that quote-unquote authenticity was just to obscure the bottom line. They weren't together. Now, Jada might have hoped her candid confession about the state of her marriage would help, sell copies of this biography, titled Worthy, by the way. Reputation expert Eric Schiffer claims she's probably going to end up paying a hefty price for the shock revelations. Jada and Will's trust and reputation with the public was kind of hit hard by revealing that they were separated for this long. The two hid it from the public, appearing together to serve their self-absorbed, out-of-touch celebrity elite agenda. Now Eric, who serves as the chairman of Reputation Management Consultants, added the duo were deluded and failed to see that audiences today are easily disgusted by celebrity phoniness. Folks are now going to question and be slow to trust many of the stories in Jada's book. Somebody needs to take pictures of copies of the book in the science fiction section, or just the fiction section, please, for a joke. August Alsina first spoke about his entanglement with Jada in his interview with The Breakfast Club's Angela Yee, and revealed that oh no, we're good, Will give us his blessing. Well, in a June 30th of 2022 statement to Page 6, Jada's representative said it was absolutely not true. So 1 month later, on her podcast, The Red Table Talk, yes, she revealed that she had an entanglement with the Make It Home rapper. She said, through that particular journey, I've learned so much about myself and was able to confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some deep healing, she said about the entanglement. She also clarified that no, I'm not in an open marriage, as been speculated at the time. Instead, she said, Will and I briefly broke up. There were some marital struggles. Yeah, we know otherwise now. Tensions were incredibly high during the deeply emotional conversation, but when they wrapped up the episode, everybody was all the drama's in the past. In an exclusive interview with People, Jada claimed that once upon a time, Chris Rock asked her out on a date when reports about her and Will allegedly divorcing emerged. She said and this particular summer, Chris, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was I would love to take you out. And I was what do you mean? And he was well, aren't you and Will just getting a divorce? And she's like, no Chris, those are just rumors. Now, while the what to expect when you're expecting star has yet to respond directly to the claim, a source told the Daily Mail that Chris Rock was frustrated hearing the story make it to the news. People may have started to move on, but now it's back in the limelight, and it's just frustrating that everything's coming back to the forefront. They added that Chris wanted Jada to keep his name out of her mouth. Sorry dude, turns out he was right. They were split up. They just didn't want to go public about it. They really kept up that whole damn rigmarole. So, there was once a time when Jada Pinkett Smith, one half of a Hollywood golden couple, actually made movies. But since she launched this podcast back in 2018, Jada's only really been talking about one specific thing: personal disclosures and her marriage and her naughty life. You know what I mean? Coitus. She's made her life a quote-unquote open book, but apparently now that's a work of fiction. So after 5 years of running a liquidation sale on her marital secrets and innermost thoughts, what's actually left to fill a book? Well, no worries folks. She had that ace in her pocket. Once again, she used that book to announce the divorce, or quiet separation. Like, yes, they still act like a couple in public, so I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce. Now, don't get me wrong, there are divorced couples that do have a healthy relationship for their offspring, but this is more than that. In her 2015 interview on The Howard Stern Show, Jada said she would have lost her Matrix role long before she started filming if she was 100% truthful about her pregnancy. At the time, she hid the fact that she was carrying her daughter Willow. Like, she didn't get the role of Trinity, but they kept her in mind. And they wrote this part for her, she mentioned. And I'll never forget when they called me and they were like, Jada, we have this role for you, but you're pregnant. Well, she told the crew that Willow would be out in October, even though her expected delivery was in the beginning of November. Well, luckily for everybody, Willow Smith was born on Halloween night of the year 2000, and Jada shared that she got in the gym, she got it together, she was super excited to be part of the franchise, but oof, that could not be healthy. Leah Remini told the Daily Beast in 2017 that Jada was a member of Scientology, but Jada denied this claim in a tweet. She's like, I have studied Dianetics, which that's the Scientology thing, and I appreciate the merits of study tech, but I am not a Scientologist. Okay, well, I'm gonna call a spade. 2 years later, Scientologist Sam Domingo disclosed to the Daily Mail that she had encountered Jada at the Church of Scientology Celebrity Center, which is in LA, seeing as apparently Jada was a top recruiter for the organization. Once again, she hasn't come out and said more, but Dianetics. Girl, no. So for many years, Jada has painted herself as the perfect parent for her children. Fans supported her when she said her and Will's ultimate goal was to prepare them for the world. She's like, I don't want to make decisions for you. I want to prepare you as much as I can, as quickly as possible, and give you, as much power over your life as quickly as I can. Here's the thing. Both Jaden Smith and Willow Smith have repeatedly shared struggles of having Will and Jada as their parents, saying that the spotlight made them feel terrible. And despite the contradicting experiences, yes, they did eventually express their gratitude to have their parents as their parents. Jada decided to hash up once again the 2022 Oscar slap heard around the world, and she insisted she didn't cause it. However, a lot of viewers accused her of triggering Will to do it by rolling her eyes at Chris Rock's joke about her. And a viral TikTok video supported the claim by showing the angle that captured Jada tilting forward and laughing after the slap. Another video captured Will laughing at Chris's joke, but then he immediately walked up to the stage after seeing Jada roll her eyes and show a displeased reaction. So, where's the truth here? And finally for today, a lot of folks have spotted signs that Jada might have fibbed about her struggles with alopecia. So Jada opened up about it in an early episode of her podcast, sharing that she felt terrified when she noticed her hair started falling out. She's like, it was terrifying when it first started. I was in the shower one day and then just handfuls of hair in my hands and I was like, oh my god, am I going bald? But fans, theorists, and experts have given their 2 cents over the years and stories aren't adding up. Dr. Gary Linkoff, a double board certified medic by the American Academy of Facial Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery and the American Board of Head and Neck Surgery, who also suffers from alopecia, explained that she might have mistaken or exaggerated the damage caused by the illness. Now, according to this medical expert who did not treat the actress, the alopecia Jada described on the top of her head looks like a scar that she gained from a facelift. So in his opinion, Jada's only bald because of some degree of traction alopecia, which is caused by her extreme hairstyles and yeah. So what do you think, folks? And that's the end of our list. Which lie disgusted you the most today? Feel free to compare in the comments. Other than that, I've been Alexa, your resident emo girly. See y'all next time here beyond the screen.